Okay, hello everyone, welcome back. Deeply apologise for the lack of content. We've probably missed out on about a month's filming, and there is one huge reason for that, and we'll fill you in on that in a minute, but we're going to give a look around here. I know we looked around the 175 already, but people have been asking me questions since about it, so it's still on its European hitch, but that's okay for the drawbar baler. That's suitable enough. Um, Other than that, really, that's kind of all that needs to be changed on the tractor. We have 5 spools. We have 3 here, 1 there, and oh yes, one is constantly plumbed into the front links, which we'll give a look at now. Here, as you can see, these ports actually aren't coming back here, so your joystick up and down just does the front linkage, and there's no actual valve for that, or shall I say, not a valve, fittings at the back for that. It doesn't have air, but we may retrofit air in time. We'll see. Other than that, really, when she came, I had a lift error. The lift needed calibrating, and I done that. And to be honest with you, she's performed absolutely flawlessly. I could not pick one thing bad with the tractor. She's an absolute beauty, and I love the Tier 3. Absolutely love the Tier 3. We fitted these toolboxes to all of them now. Just gives you a bit of storage for spanners and various different tools and stuff. So all the Steyr models have these fitted now. But yeah, in love with the Tier 3 cab. They're just awesome is all you can say about them. They're just a savage tractor. Power, the power, the comfort, the maneuverability, the ease of drive, everything. I just love them. So I never thought I'd like the Tier 3s as much, you know. I loved the Tier 2s, but my god, these are just a whole totally different ballpark. You're sitting a lot nicer. You have a lovely sunroof in them, down to small details, like the sunroof is a lovely feature in them. I know it's in the newer tractors and all that, but yeah, this cab is lovely. Much all the same controls really, but that's covered ground now. We've went through all of that already. But anyway, I'm just in awe of them, just in awe of it. Brilliant tractor, brilliant tractor. Nothing to touch him, in my opinion. Absolutely not a tractor out there to touch him. I know people will disagree, but that's my opinion on them. We've owned a few now and I've driven an awful lot. And to be honest with you, I'd put it way ahead of a lot of modern stuff. She boosts to 196 or something like that, but I'd say she's probably putting out a touch more. Savage going it. Lately we've put racks on our blue trailer. Just made up a set of racks front and back. Didn't even get time to finish painting them, but probably over the course of the winter we'll do a few jobs to that trailer and sandblast and paint it, maybe. So TVT's on the tanker. Been doing a few of those tanking. Unfortunately, our triples are out at the moment. Just transpired that they had to be thrown off there one day because the tractors go at other work. But we've been grouping quite a lot of grass lately, and it has speeded up the whole thing for us no end. So yeah, very happy with the decision to go with groupers. Really windy at the moment, so if I was to get out and be talking, you wouldn't hear a word I'm saying, but I'll just pull up next to this. This is our McConnell topper. We bought this topper brand new, I would say maybe around 4 or 5 years ago, and after 2 seasons we were using it one winter. I had a bit of topping to do, and one of the gearboxes, the bottom seal was after going and the oil drained out of it, so the gearbox packed up in it, and it sat there for a good few years then, and we didn't use it, but sourced the gearbox there lately, and we're using it away again, and it's a very handy tool because not only is it a topper, it's very good at cutting real heavy material as well. So yeah, it's good to get her back as well, because obviously she has flail or blades which are turning in that kind of a motion, and you have a great contact time, we'll say, with the crop you're kind of cutting. You know, real light stemmy grass is very, very hard cut with our flail mulcher, while that's a brilliant machine to shave the ground and cut real heavy stuff. Your rotor is going that way, so you've very little actual contact with the grass, and the speed of your rotor is just blowing the grass away from it. So this thing is turning that way, and you've kind of more of a chance to get your stuff, I suppose. So over the course of the last week, or more than a week, last 3 weeks I suppose, we've had a couple of machines out in demo, one of which was with Mikhail Fusion Plus out. We were trying that out, and we were just very interested to see the plastic actually working in person, because there's a lot of hearsay and a lot of talk about those kind of things, and second-hand information always, well, not always, but more often than not, gets lost in translation, and someone's honest opinion gets translated into something that's totally untrue. So it was very nice to see it working for ourselves. We were able to use it away there. We made, I suppose we made 140 bales roughly speaking with it, and over the course of the winter we'll be able to see the advantages to that as well, because it was where we feed the cattle ourselves, so it'll be very interesting to see that those bales over the winter. My honest opinion on it was, and I'd say was, and we'll come back to that, very good. All this talk of not going around bales and all that kind of stuff, and you're never using a full roll without problems. Whether that was an issue or not, it seems to be solved now. Definitely worked away the day we were using it. Not a blink of an issue, just worked absolutely perfectly. The baler had every extra on it, every optional extra on it, which kind of helps as well, but bale size I suppose is a small bit smaller. There are several reasons for that, but all in all, yeah, user friendliness brilliant. I couldn't fault it. I couldn't say no, I wouldn't like to use that, because I would. I couldn't say that, but, and this is the biggest but about it, and from my point of view, which I'm the one that has to come up with the funds to buy the whole thing, unfortunately, I don't know, does it make sense, and that's something that will have to be looked at, I suppose, the next time we're changing. Are we going to the plus machine? And I'll be watching closely. I'll be watching second hand values very closely, because that is the ultimate deciding factor. Personally, I think that maybe your first year using a plus machine, everybody will want to try it. After that, maybe some people won't want to spend, or couldn't justify, can't see the difference between film and 6 layers, because you're roughly working out the same price money wise speaking. So the only possible way I think it'll work is, obviously the machine is dearer to buy, so if you're going to get that we'll call it their premium price to trade it in again, if it's going to make that back when you go trading it, it's a bit more swallowable. But my idea, and this is just a theory putting out there, that if you were to go down that road, you kind of would be looking at the customer supplying the film, and maybe you charging the same as you would be with net binding. Couple of problems with the film would be carrying enough of it on a busy day, which would be an issue, and changing to and fro, which you're going to end up doing if the customer supplies it anyway, but I just think it might be a slightly better system. It's something you would definitely need to iron out, and you would have to say the film has to come from such and such a place, because you just have to use the right film. There's no point fooling around with poor film. So maybe look in the future, who knows, next time, like I say, we probably won't be changing this year, but we'll be looking at it maybe every year from next year on, and I'll be watching second-hand values very, very closely and speaking with other contractors and dealers alike to just like, if you speak to 10 people, you're going to get 10 different stories, but you need to use up here and take what you can from all of those and see what you come up with your own idea. The next machine we had on demo, which was I was unbelievably impressed with, extremely impressed, was you've seen our Samco trailer, and the next machine we had was a Celtic, which you will have actually seen a photograph there now on the YouTube channel, and that machine just blew my mind altogether. I think I was on my second load and I said, wow, we'll have to get one of these. So brilliant machine. If I was to pick a fault, and I know there's competitors out there, but I can only comment on the Celtic because that's all I've used, is I think the rings could do with being slightly bigger, because it was just, you could rub your bars going back along with the bales, but like I say, I only had it for the day, so maybe the more knacky you'll be getting with it, the easier them things would be to do. But mind-blowing machine. Speed of that thing was colossal. But it is a big, I suppose, expenditure. You're spending a lot of money to add that to something that's very, very seasonal, and probably wouldn't draw all your bales either. So that's one you'd have to sit down and do a huge amount of thinking about. What else can I say about it? Yeah, look, the day we had it, that evening, I was 95% sure I was buying one of them. And as it came in, there was a weekend we had it. As it came into the week, I was, yeah, you know, just going through prices and all that kind of stuff, and maybe giving it a bit more thought. And by the end of the week, I was 50-50, and kind of started the following week. I just made my mind up, and I said, I don't think we will for now, because it's just a big expenditure for something that maybe could be very, very seasonal. But like our baler story, it's something I'll be watching very, very close, finishing out this year, working out, we'll say, whether it'll work here, there or whatever, and how much time you'd save and how much labour you'd save. And the biggest thing for us is what we're trying to do is save labour, because as everybody knows that's involved in farming, is a huge spectrum. Labour is just in massively short supply, and to be honest, one of the reasons I haven't been filming the last 2 weeks is just a labour shortage. We just could do with more help all the time, and we're under constant pressure, and it was just wearing, and it was just, we were all tired and wrecked, and the filming took the back burner, unfortunately, on that. So that's basically our roundup. I will be free, you will be glad to know, over this weekend. So if anyone wants to fill me in or ask questions in the comments of this video, please do so, and we'll take it from there. So yeah, thanks very much.